Hi, everyone. This is Teresa Aker, and you're watching Success Diaries. How you doing, Ian?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
I'm great. So this is a wonderful moment for us because Ian, I get to promote you and talk about your music. And we talked about Ian K.
Yeah,
So you're going to be opening for Destroyer as a headliner, and Supernaut will be playing as well. So that's all up and coming soon. So we're going to talk about that today. Okay, Ian?
sounds fantastic. Can hardly wait.
Good. So let's start. Let's talk about your music. Let's talk about what you do and how this all got started.
Okie dokie. Okay, first of all, my name is Ian. As an artist, I go by the name Ian K. And I've been writing my own stuff here for the longest time, actually. And I've done some opening slots for bigger bands. I'm used to opening. I've opened for Destroyer before. That's nothing new for me. We've done some shows with the likes of Sebastian Bach. We've done some shows with the likes of Buck Cherry. We were at one time booked to do some stuff with Harem Scarum. COVID came and killed that for us. We played with Anvil and some of these bigger names like that. And we're working on getting more stuff. And in the meantime, I have a bit of a work hard release schedule where I write songs every 5-ish weeks. I try and release a new song to Spotify, and I'm trying to build my audience up there at the same time. So I'm getting a bit of a worldwide, I don't want to use traction as a word, but I'm building. My audience is getting bigger. And I'm doing some direct fan marketing with that effort as well. Actually, so I'm collecting advertising on the web and collecting email addresses and phone numbers and stuff like that. So I can tell people, hey, I got new merch, I got new CDs, I got new songs, new single on Spotify, we're going to be on the radio, whatever. I can go on like that. We've got a show coming up where we're going to be opening up at the Rockpile in Toronto. And I played there a couple of times before, both with Ian K and Destroyer and other bands I've been in. And anyway, we're going to be opening up the show on January 24th. And Destroyer will be the headliner. Ian K will be opening the evening. Because Destroyer is a Kiss tribute band, we've got the full makeup. And so we're going to have my friend Dawson McManus, and he is in the Supernauts. They're a Black Sabbath tribute.
Okay.
And anyway, so it'll be Ian K opening, Supernauts will follow, and then Destroyer will follow after that and close off the night. And it's going to be an awesome night of rock and roll music.
Okay, now that's awesome. That's exciting. So Ian K, what type of music are you doing? Talk to
I'm a
us.
hard rock guy.
So you're hard rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
I bill myself as old school rock. I'm old. I grew up wanting to be able to play guitar like the guys who played in the 80s. I'm a pretty decent guitar player now. Along the line, I learned how to sing and whatever. But really, I always say that the music that I write and we write in this band is old school rock. It's written to the values and style of what we grew up in the 80s.
Oh, okay. So things like what could we represent that is I'm thinking Kiss comes to mind, things like that.
Yeah, Kiss is a pretty big influence for me actually because I've been playing in a Kiss tribute band for 13 years. I would say that probably has to cross over a little bit, but I would say Van Halen-ish, Scorpions-ish, Queensryche-ish is what I've been told.
Oh,
Maybe Bon Jovi-ish. If you're getting into newer stuff, it could be on the edge of Nickelback or that kind of stuff too.
oh,
Yeah.
I know. I recognize all of that, even at my age, Ian.
Yeah, mine do.
Where no, so you've been playing your whole life? Is that the idea here?
You know what? I'm going to turn 58 in a couple of
Oh
months.
my, you don't look it. Good for you.
No, but I'm immature. It's okay.
You're
So,
immature.
yeah. So I started playing guitar probably when I was 9 or so in that neck of the woods or whatever. And I spent some years playing with some friends, and I'm still connected with those friends today, although we don't really do much musically, and we're all living in different places and stuff. But anyway, I did that, and then back in '81, I joined what is called drum corps, the equivalent of a marching band. Some of the instruments are a little bit different, but anyway, and I learned how to drum, so I spent 4 years doing that, learning all my rudiments and marching and what have you. And then I guess it was the fall of 1984. We had just finished our season, and I remember I was at a buddy's place. I was just in high school at the time, and we probably were in his bedroom listening to, I think it was Aerosmith. And I remember I half-assedly figured out one of the Aerosmith songs on guitar, and I thought, screw that, I'm not going to be a guitar player, and I'm not going to drum anymore. And so I put it all down for guitar. And so I've been playing guitar ever since. And I spent, what would that have been? Geez, that would have been the 80s. And like throughout the 90s, I've always been in bands and stuff like that. But really, it's just something that has continued to build. And I'm deeper and more in it now and understand it better now and know what to do better now than I ever did before. So here I am. So what ended up happening was, like I said, I'm 58. I quit my job. I had a good six-figure job at OPG, Ontario Power Generation. I worked in nuclear, and I thought, screw this, I'm going to play guitar. So I quit, 53, and although I did just get a job yesterday, which came by accident, yeah, but anyway, so.
Congratulations. But boy, that's a big, so let's circle back. That's a big step. You left OPG. That's a secure job. You know what I think is fantastic? I certainly have had my careers as well too. But when you do something outside of the norm or outside of the conventional type of jobs, and you take a leap like that, you really got to believe in yourself. And so I would say kudos to you, and you're doing something you love. And is this, so this is not your full time because you just got another job?
I've been retired for 4 years. And when I left OPG, I actually went back to school. I took marketing, and with the goal of being able to market my music and stuff. And I'm doing that. I'm doing that actively, right? And I am building up an audience, and I'm building up followers and stuff like that. And I'm selling some stuff here and there online. And that's all well and good. The job, I say it came up by accident because I was up in Toronto yesterday. My mom's in the hospital up there. She's had a big surgery.
We wish you well.
Yeah, thank you. And I was on the train home. And anyway, the wife of an old friend of mine texted me like through Facebook. And she says, hey, you ever thought of teaching? And right away, I'm thinking she's talking about teaching guitar. And anyway, she says, no, electrical, because I'm an electrician by trade. And I said, geez, I don't know. Really would have to think about that and what have you. And anyway, just it seemed half an hour later, now I'm a teacher at the college. So.
Oh my goodness. Good for you.
Yeah, it's funny how it works. So
that's fantastic. And so you get to mix your shows in with the teaching, and you know what? That's perfect. It fits hand and glove, and it'll keep you sharp, Ian.
It'll do that. You know what I mean? It'll bring in a little extra revenue and everything, which probably doesn't hurt as well. I could definitely lay off of my pension money for a little while. That wouldn't hurt, and that kind of thing. And but in the meantime, it'll give me something to focus on and maybe help some kids understand electrical as they're going into their trades and stuff like that too. So it's only a few hours a week. But lots of time to write, lots of time to market.
Well, and that's the thing, right? You want to, it's so great though, honestly, if you can do something you really love to do, that's the best. I love doing the show, and there's just something about it. And at our age, we're retiring, but we don't want to quit life. So it's great.
No, you know what? I honestly, I haven't slept till 7:30 twice since I retired back in 2021. And every other day, like this morning, I was up at 3:30. Honestly, when I wake up so early, it's just ridiculous.
So do I.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, me too.
I go to bed
when I was in my 20s, it wasn't like that. I was sleeping until the crack of noon or 1 o'clock.
But it's funny. You're right. I don't know what it is, because lately, especially, but I go to bed early. I always have though.
Yeah.
But I'm up, you're right, at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm wide awake. I'm going to start doing my work. So I have half my day done by the time everybody's getting up.
By the time it's noon hour, I'm ready to go back to bed. So.
Yeah, that too. That too. As you saw, we get thrown off on our schedules too, don't we?
Yeah, it happens.
You were very patient with me today, so there you go.
Oh, it's all good. No problem at all. Thank you.
No, you're great. So let's go back to your music then, Ian. So you said you're on Spotify.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and we'll make sure your links are over there. But so what songs have you got on Spotify? What have you got going?
Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got an album, an EP. I've got a couple of more singles. I've got a new single coming up on January 9th. It's called Sit Down, Shut Up. My current one is called Auf Weidersehen. It's a song about saying goodbye. A bit of a throwback joke to my German heritage. And yes, I know I spelt it wrong, but I did that on purpose. I had a single called Those Days that went before that. And that's a title track of an EP that I have been releasing in succession for the last half a year or 8 months. And I was signed for a while to a record company out of Phoenix, Arizona. And our relationship didn't really materialize or whatever. So after our contract, it was a 6-year contract. And after it expired, I had maybe 40 or almost 50 songs up on Spotify at that time. And anyway, I just took all that stuff down. It was part of the contract that it was supposed to come down and whatever. And so it's given me an opportunity to go back into some of that music and remix it and make it better. And I'm not changing it. The songs are good, but my ear is better now than it was 6-7 years ago. And so for mixing this stuff, I definitely can get a more pro example now than I could back then. And you know what I mean? And so I'm just releasing that stuff as a new release and whatever. And technically I need to, because I'm adding some keyboards to it and stuff like that. So it's not really, in their eyes, it's not the same song. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what keeps me busy these days, actually.
Okay, so now, and where are you located? You don't have to say exactly where, but you're out of
I'm in
Toronto?
Peterborough.
Oh, Peterborough. Oh,
Yes,
Peterborough. Oh, very good.
Peterborough.
I know Peterborough. Okay, I'm
Okay.
just south of you. Okay, that's great. So when are you performing up in Peterborough as well?
I've done a number of shows around Peterborough. Usually they're opener shows. So like we did the Sebastian Bach shows here. We did the Buck Cherry shows here. We did the Anvil shows here actually too. I'm trying to get on with some other larger acts and really where I would like to end up. And it's a balance of having money and time. And I'm the only retired guy. And so everybody else has a job. What I would love is to be able to pick up on a tour or a short leg of a tour or something and go on the road with Yngwie Malmsteen or George Lynch for 4 weeks or whatever it is, or somebody like that, and be able to do it. But all my bandmates work. I'm the only one that doesn't have to ask my boss.
And that is the thing. You have to feed your family first, right?
Yeah, and I could reach out to other people or whatever, but I don't know what I'm going to get. The guys that I have in my band right now, I love them. We get along famously. They're reliable. They're wicked good. And we get along fantastically. I trust them and they trust me, right? So everything works. And if I've certainly heard horror stories of bands on the road, I tried to put together a band, I don't know, back in 2017, I was going to do a US tour. And so I put together all these dates and whatnot. And I ended up reaching out to some old bandmates that helped support me. But at the time I had advertised and I came across this guy who was a bass player and he had played for one of the bigger bands that I know of. And he got screwed by them. I'm not going to say their name. And anyway, he got screwed by them. And when I said, oh, we had a bit of a dialogue, he just ended up falling off on that and whatnot. He didn't like it. So if you're not going to have that reliability, I can't go on the road and pay people to do it. There's the cost associated with that, hotels, gas, food, and all that stuff. You can't get people to play for free. And so I need to have an income from playing. And so it needs to balance itself out. And if I'm not getting paid from doing an opening show or something like that, maybe I can make it on merch. Maybe I can whatever. but I just don't know that. So right now I'm trying to find my path to get to the money. And then maybe in a year, start looking at doing some touring more seriously.
Oh, I get that. How can we help you here, Ian? Because you've got a great idea and a great path.
If you play music, you could play my music. You could plug the web. Or I don't even have an active website right now. I let that go. I'm in the middle of changing service providers with that. And I did go with this company that advertises on the internet. And I don't like to slander anybody, so I'm not going to say their name either. But I'm way less than impressed. And I canceled my subscription. They don't offer any support. And if anybody out there is listening and you want to know who it is, message me and I'll tell you. But I won't do it here.
I get that. I get that. I get that, Ian.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think with everything, I'm doing a talk show. We have our own bumps and bruises, and you know what? You come across things that aren't as 100% that you would have liked. So you have to get. But the beauty is when you come to the other side and you surpass all of those obstacles, you've made it big time. So that's what matters, right? So let's go back to your show because this is important. Now, give me a date that this big show is coming up.
This show is coming up on January 24th. It's Destroyer Canada. I really need to talk about those guys too, actually.
Good, let's do that.
I'm the lead singer of Destroyer Canada. I play the Paul Stanley character. We're a Kiss tribute band, and we do the full makeup and the full costumes and everything. And we do a very authentic show. We've got all the choreography that Kiss does and has done since the 70s. And Mo put the band together in 1994. So we're just going into our 32nd year of touring.
Wow.
Yeah. And I want to say we played just a couple of weeks ago, and I believe that it was 1,554 was the number of shows that the band had played on that date. Yeah, that's something he keeps track of. And I tell you what, man, we've done it all. We've done gigs in people's basements to 6 people, to backyards with 30 people.
That's great.
To the Calgary Stampede Grandstand show with 25,000 people every night, to Kitchener downtown. We played there this summer. There must have been 8,000 people there for their Way Back Festival. We do all kinds of festival stuff. We do the CNE, the BCNE, all the casinos across the country. We've been in Edmonton, Calgary, Regina, way up north. We've done stuff for the reserves up north of Etobicoke, and we did one north of 1,300 kilometers north of Montreal just last year. I can't think of the name of the place just off the top of my head.
Wow. And and that's the Destroyer band. You're the lead. I heard you say that. You're playing Paul Stanley's
I'm the Paul Stanley character, yeah.
And we just lost him, of course, which is...
We lost Ace, yeah.
Yeah, so that's sad. But you must be in huge demand now.
I'll tell you what, I joined the band. My first gig was in 2013. I think it was April. And I'm telling you, I played, this year is a little bit quieter. And COVID shut us off, of course, for that year. But we basically every weekend, at least, we've been playing.
Yeah.
And if we do that, like the Calgary Stampede, that's 2 weeks. You got 4 days of rehearsal. You got 10 nights in a row of shows every night and stuff like that. And, you know,
Can I tell you my favorite Kiss song?
Sure.
Beth.
Yeah, of course it is.
It was my favorite. I can remember it playing. We had a jukebox in our cafeteria at the school. I went to high school in Whitby, and Beth was huge, and it was on one of those the music players.
That's on the Destroyer record, incidentally.
What's that?
It's on the Destroyer record, actually.
Oh, I love that song, so I'm so glad you're singing it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually sang by Peter Criss, right? We do that. We close our night with that one, and it's the end of our set or our second set, depending on how we're presenting a night. And then we'll follow it up with Black Diamond as a
of course,
as a encore kind of thing. But I love Detroit Rock City. I love Making Love. There's so many songs in this set list. I was never really, prior to this, really such a Kiss fan, but I did like a bunch of their stuff. Rock and Roll All Night, I Love It Loud. I played all these songs over the years. And when I had the opportunity to meet these guys, we got together. I was actually in a Nickelback tribute, and I've been playing in Burlington, I think. I drove down to Windsor to audition for these guys the next day, and you'd be surprised at how hard it is to sing Chad Kruger, and my throat was feeling icky.
Oh, is that right, eh?
But we drove down, me and my wife, we went down, and I tried out, and we went through 10 or a dozen songs or something like that on the basis that I knew this one the best and declining level of goodness. And anyway, but you know what? We all clicked. We could sing together. We could play together. We got along well and everything like that. And now these guys, I always called them my Destroyer brothers. We tour all over Canada. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Ian, so as you said, you're hitting 60 soon, and here you are doing fun things, having a great time in life. I think that's fantastic. And I'm in any small part I can promote your group. I'm happy to do that, truly.
No, thank you for that. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're destroyercanada.com online.
Okay.
And we're Destroyer Canada on Facebook too. And we always tell people we want you guys to be in the Destroyer family, and we want you guys to be our friend.
Absolutely. And you'll make sure I have all the links to everything?
I will. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because Ian, I'll promote you. I'll promote your group Destroyer and Ian K. That's important. Now talk to us a little bit about Supernaut. Talk to us about that.
Okay, so Supernauts is a band that is new. I know that they have done one gig, and they may have done more gigs, actually. Dawson McManus is the bass player for that band. And Dawson is a friend of mine, and he has a show, it's called 646, and it's similar to what you're doing here. And him and I actually have sat down and talked about stuff. We have some other mutual interests, too. And anyway, he had approached me about playing at the Rockpile, if I had any contact info, and I said, like, Destroyer's playing there, and Sabbath and Kiss. It's probably a pretty good bill, so why don't we see if we can make that happen? I gave him the info. He talked with presumably Dom at the Rockpile, and they were able to get the show together. Now, Dawson is a really accomplished bass player. He's a real talent, and he plays with the David Bowie tribute called The Bowie Lives. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I've had Michael on twice.
So he plays with Michael. He's a Michael's band.
Yes, I've had him twice.
Yeah, another Peterborough boy.
Yeah, Michael's great. I believe I'm interviewing your buddies on Destroyer as well. I believe they're coming on here.
Destroyer or Supernauts?
Supernaut, or I think they both are. I'm not sure though. Okay. I have to double check my calendar, but I'm pretty sure more Destroyer is coming on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That might be me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's possible. But I did know I saw Destroyer. So maybe so it's an overlap with Ian Kirk and then Destroyer, which
again, the issue is everybody's working and I'm the only one anywhere that's retired.
I get that.
I have a pretty open schedule.
I get that.
Yeah.
So no, but whatever I can do to support all of you. So I thought Supernaut was I'm not sure if they're on there, but please excuse me. But
no worries.
I was thrilled to have you on, Ian. So
yeah, if you're going to if you're going to interview Dawson or Supernauts in any way, Dawson, I can tell you're going to love the guy. He's just golden. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was from say the name again.
646 is what he calls his podcast. I'm looking at, you've got a background there that I see that says Woodfree Sack, or he has something similar. And it says 646.
I have him coming on for sure. Yeah. I know that.
Okay. You'll love him. Yeah, tell him I said hello.
I will. I will. He's going to see this and go, oh, they're talking about me. Yeah. I'm interviewing him as well. So, and it's my privilege to do that. I want to be able to support all of you.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's what I think is fascinating is we're all doing the best we can, and we're all helping each other and getting ahead. And you know what? That's what it's all about. It's all networking. And the music industry, you are getting great gigs, you're getting great shows, but it's not as easy. Like you said, you've got to travel.
Oh, no, it's not easy. Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm aware of that. So anything people can do to help, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and we appreciate it. And we love having people come out. There's a certain electricity that happens when you have a crowd in front of you that is there because they're going to love it. They know they're going to love the show that they see.
Yeah.
And I actually call it like a chemical reaction or whatever. But you give it to them and you play and you give it all you can and they love it and they give it back to you and the love that they give you. They're clapping and they're singing and just loving it, right? And
Yeah.
For me, there's nothing like it. Nothing compares. So.
Beautiful. Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you. So now you've got songs out. You told me you have a single out. What's the name of your album?
I've got an album called She Looks So Good. My
She
most
Looks So Good.
recent
Okay.
is called Those Days. It's a 6-song EP. There's 10 songs on She Looks So Good. And I'm going to be building up to the release of another EP, starting with, it started with Auf Weidersehen back on December 5th. Right. January 9th will be the release of Sit Down, Shut Up.
Yes.
Presumably February 15th or so. I'd have to look at what the Friday is around there. I'll have another song come out every 5 or so weeks. I'll be releasing more music until I get to what I think will be an EP.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And then I'll do it all again.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. So what advice do you have for a newcomer coming out?
A newcomer in the music scene?
Yeah. So they're coming up and they want to go out, they want to do tributes and so forth. What's your biggest advice you could give them?
Be willing to learn and see what's working for people that are out there and what's really working. There's certain people, depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get into the club scene, for me, jams and stuff are not the way to do that. For me, the way to do that is put your band together, rehearse it, get good, and then maybe go do a free show somewhere and say, hey, look, come and check us out. I know you're going to love us. We've been working hard. Get up there, do a good job. And maybe the bar is going to say, you know what, you guys don't suck. Why don't you come on back?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
I like that. Number 2 question.
Okay.
We had a great time today. Will you come back and do another episode?
I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm thinking, because January, you're popping your new song out. I heard you say,
January 9, yeah.
yeah, you've got some stuff coming up. Maybe we could talk to you in the new year about your new thing. Would that be all right?
That would be just fantastic.
I'd love to do it. I know you're going to be traveling, and we could pick it after. That's fine. But at least we'd love to have you come back, Ian.
Well, I'd love to. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it a bunch.
Oh gosh, my pleasure. I was really grateful to have you on today. So you'll make sure everything, I have all the links for my show notes.
Yeah.
And I'll get from you all the information so that our viewers are able to click on. And the main thing is any other upcoming shows you have, make sure we get them. Okay.
Okay, will do.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone, this is Ian Kurz. We had a great time today. It's from Ian K. That's what he goes under. He's also with Destroyer, so we're going to see him there. And the concerts that are coming up, I'll make sure all of those dates are in the show notes for you. And on Spotify, all areas where we can get Ian's music, I'll make sure that's all on there because he's going to get it over to us. Thank you again, Ian.
Making me blush. Very much appreciated. Thanks, guys.
Oh, my pleasure. And to everyone, this is Teresa Aker. I truly appreciate your time today. Do subscribe to my channel. I truly appreciate that. I hope you're all having a great day, and I look forward to talking to you all very soon. Bye-bye now.